empire, airlines, hotels, banks. He's one of the Britain's billionaires and biggest success stories.
I always cite him as an example when I'm giving, like an example to people living with disabilities, that they should be courageous, they should be confident enough, they can be successful in their life. So I cite example with Richard Branson.
Yeah, okay.
Because the disability has become a positive impact.
Well, he's used it as a way that I think he realised that he wasn't going to get places by cramming his and put knowledge himself. So he focused much more on the personal relationship side of business and
so
use that.
Dyslexia, right?
Yeah, dyslexia.
It's pretty
an element of speech disorder.
And even reading and writing.
Ah, also.
Yeah, mostly reading and writing disorder.
Oh.
Yeah. 2003. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are highly honored to welcome dignitaries from FCDO, that is Foreign Commonwealth Development and Development Office. It's a British government department, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So it is our honor to receive these dignitaries in Ingausa Global Tech Hub. Although I've said a little about Ingausa during the IMPACT International Summit, Education Summit in Kaduna, but alhamdulillah, they are now here. Irrespective of the language you speak, that is multilingual system of education. Those who cannot speak English, we train them in Hausa. Those who cannot speak Hausa, we train them in English, like the Igbos, Yorubas, Igalas among the learners. We teach them 100% in English language. And we started with only 7 learners 6 years ago, and we roughly started with 7 of them, and the acceptance has been skyrocketing, like exponentially years, like 6 years ago. Now we have a sum of over 7,000 graduates from this platform, and of course we incubated over 700 startup companies, and we created over 8,000 jobs in the society, especially across the 22 states, all northern states and some few, like 3 states from the southern part of the country, and even across the African countries, notably Niger, Chad, almost 9 countries, African countries, have been attending these classes. We have a 5 minutes video that we can witness the 5-year impact of what Ingausa has been doing over 5 years. Although we have the updated data, but the video is for the first 5 years. Yeah.
In just 5 years, Ingausa Global Tech Hub has transformed tech education in Nigeria.
Breaking language barriers, promoting inclusivity, expanding access to digital skills, and creating sustainable jobs. Ingausa has trained over 6,200 individuals from diverse backgrounds, including Almajiris, school dropouts, people with disabilities, and girl children across 22 Nigerian states, with the highest numbers from Kano, Jigawa. Our commitment to excellence is validated through prestigious accreditations from NABTEB, NBTE, CPN, and Hikvision. We've successfully executed high-impact federal initiatives, including NITDA 3MTT and the World Bank Ideas Project. By prioritizing indigenous skills, local innovations, and practical competencies, our communities are being transformed from within. We extend our sincere appreciation to the Technology Incubation Center and the National Board for Technology Incubation for providing a supportive environment that has enabled our growth and innovation, and above all, the interventions and support we had received from NITDA. As we continue to scale our impact, we're committed to expanding our training centers, increasing job creation, and developing new technological solutions. Our goal is to fundamentally transform the landscape of tech education, skills, and employability in northern Nigeria, and by extension, Nigeria as a whole.
So this video was produced when we were about to receive the Honorable Minister of Communications, Innovations and Digital Economy. So we had a prayer because they were the first ministry that supported the Engausa innovation with computers and even renewable energy solar. And of course, the MBTI, MBT and other MDAs have been collaborating with Engausa in executing most of their skills developments. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Just yesterday, we were in a learning center, a Sami learning center, not far from here in Kano, and children were trying to learn to read using I think the quite innovative Radio Connect program, which is combining radio, but they have solar-powered radios to rebroadcast. But they were sitting in a room that just did not have enough windows, and the teachers were having to use their phones to turn the light on, but the students could not read the books in front of them. So even to see a place just 3 or 4 miles away, all they need is, you know, a few of those low-cost solar lights. They could be so much more effective. Technology. But what Nigeria needs, and I think which is very much in your ethos, is it's not about just dumping technology from the West, from handouts. I've seen these programs where all desktop computers were delivered in container loads to different African countries. Technology is transforming, and we have to be able to make use of it in a much quicker way. We've been engaging with the Federal Ministry, with the Smart Schools Initiative of UBEC through their Digital Resource Centre, through NIDDA. And there is an awful lot more tech coming in. My fear is that it will not be particularly well used or optimally used. They try to create sort of smart schools, one smart school per state, per senatorial zone. But they don't think about scaling. They don't think about maintenance. And that's where you can get these cutting edge skills, because technology does not wait. You can do things today that I cannot do. But I will tell you a story from 35 years ago, because I was coming out from university 35 years ago. I had a very major advantage that you didn't have, that I had a very good degree from one of the best universities in the world, from Oxford University. But I was fortunate. I had the intellect, but I also had, you know, I didn't have to pay for that degree, because those degrees, we got scholarships in the UK, we didn't have to pay for it. But my point is, even then, coming out as a new graduate 35 years ago, I didn't really have a skill that was in demand. I had a degree in chemistry. But where were the jobs? The jobs were already then in IT, in business, in management. But what I was able to do by working with a computer company was to get enough basic tech skills. In that day, we used floppy disks. I don't think you guys even know what a floppy disk is. I'm sure, engineer, you'll have some. But we used to take floppy disks to visit, and I would. You might want. Yeah. Well, I have a few. And I would take, and I was sent to work in Rwanda in refugee camps at that time on the border with Congo. And there were all these computers that people were using, but they were stuck with computer viruses. In those days, viruses went by computer to computer by disk, not through the internet, because the internet wasn't invented yet. So I was able to get myself, I came as a volunteer, but I managed to make some money from my pocket, because I could take antivirus software and clean these computers in refugee camps. And then from there I developed skills with GIS, GPS, which was very new technology. And that's how I got my first break really to work. And since then I've spent 30 years working in countries all over Africa and Asia. But I'm not saying this to try to, you know, to speak highly of myself. I'm trying to say is that if you have that fundamental education and you apply with the latest technology skills, the skills that are breaking now, renewable energy, tablets, artificial intelligence, the applications of these things, but you need to combine it with a basic education, and you need to combine it with the business skills, with the moral skills that I know is taught so well in the Sangaya schools. You need to work hard. You need to wake up in the morning. You need to avoid some of those pitfalls of modern life. You know, there's bad things out there, the dark web, pornography, scams, drug addiction, alcoholism, tobacco. These are things that can divert you in a very negative way. But if you stick to those things and particularly get the latest technology that's available now, you will have a comparative advantage over old people like me. Because, you know, you cannot keep rejuvenating your skills. When you're 30, 20, 30, 40, okay. But when you hit 50, 60, 70, it becomes problems. So the nation needs you. The nation needs your skills, and you have marketable skills. Often they will be much more marketable than some of the unemployed graduates who are coming on, who've got very much a textbook education and don't really need to know how to apply it. It took me several years to be able to make some of those breakthroughs. In education, I'm very aware, at the moment, the BESDA Additional Finance Program is putting out 60,000 tablets in Katsina, the state next door, and 2 other states. They need to develop use cases. How will teachers use those tablets for education? How can they maintain them? How can they replace the batteries to extend the life cycle? You know, how can they get around some of the issues of tracking and theft? Undoubtedly, your skills can get you productive livelihoods, give you the opportunity to travel, to prosper, to be able to make something of yourself, because it's all about achieving the maximum potential that you have. I'd love to say more, but I think I should stop there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are really honored.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to hear our senior education advisor speaking in an inspiring way to you, but I also follow up and relate because his experience, actually, human beings have this kind of universal connections, and I can see how what he shared is also relatable to me and can be relatable to you. But I also have a feeling that if I share an experience from my own perspective, you may find it a lot relatable, right? So first of all, my name is Mikael Ibrahim. I'm originally from Zamfara State. Do you know Zamfara? Have you ever heard of Zamfara? Yeah. Well, my colleague is from England. If you are watching football, he is from Newcastle. You know Newcastle? Is there any supporter of Newcastle United here? So Zamfara very close by. I must say that
He's asking which part of it.
Okay, good. Yes, at some time, 1996, Zamfara State was created from Sokoto State, and the state wanted to have a new crop of tech-inclined individuals, and I was privileged to be enrolled to study basic certificate in computer in a polytechnic in my community called Abdul Gusau Polytechnic. 1998, I got that certification. Then computer was very new, and some of you may relate with the Word document on the computer, but that time it wasn't Word document, it was called WordPerfect. And you have to learn a lot of formulas to type words, to center documents and notes and whatever. And then instead of Excel, we use Lotus 123, right? But that has really transformed. Most of you have not related with that. But the most important thing for me then was seeing my teachers then opening the computer, the CPU, apart, putting it back together and putting it on the computer. And there was no air conditions in most of the staff offices, but the understanding then that a computer would not work without an air condition. And our laboratory had air conditions that time, and we were enjoying learning in that context. But ever since, That kind of exposure, I think, gave me the strategic opportunity of going on in life. Because in any context that people understand that I have some basic computer skills, which I keep building, I was given certain advantages that my peers were not given. So I can see how actually you come in this regard. In May this year, I went to Lagos to visit a skills program that is being funded by our office. And that program was focusing on skills in demand, like the repair of mobile phones, repair of computers and others. And my thinking was, how do we bring this around northern Nigeria? I used to hear about Ingausa, but I never had direct contact with the program. And in July, I met engineer at a conference, and he made a presentation. And when he presented, when I listened to this, we are talking about solutions grown from within, right? I found exactly what I saw in Lagos, or even better. Because in this case, the medium of English and Hausa are used. And when I come into the learning environment, right now I'm making comparison with what I saw in Lagos. In all respects, Ingausa is too competitive in that regard. So it's such a pleasure. I have PhD in English language, and I'm emphasizing linguistics, and I know how important it is to educate people in their mother tongue. And that is why when I see English and Hausa as alternatives for learning, is backed by the theories I learned in linguistics in the course of studying the English language. So I can relate so much with that. So focus on the skills. If you can learn English as much as you can, it's an advantage. But get the skills, right? English, you can pick it anywhere, anytime. So focus, learn the skills, and build on it. Lastly, it has been 10 years, I think, since I left the university environment where I used to teach in Sokoto. And I always feel enthused when I see young people, some of you in their ages of about going to the university. So I missed this opportunity, and I feel this is a golden opportunity to inspire you. I have a son called Mohammed. He's 17 years old, and he said his best choice of a university is coming to Bayero University, Kano, which I also encourage. But I must also say that I have been in a dilemma, as I have some philosophical thoughts in my life about what is the future of education, what is the future of employability, what our young people, millions of you, there is no job enough in the Kano State government to employ you. The federal government doesn't have enough job to give you. We don't have industries around to engage you. What kind of skills and demands you need? So I am concerned about his future as that of all children in Nigeria, given my role. I was thinking that, yes, is it enough for him to just come and study medicine, for example, or engineering that is just theoretical? Because not long ago, I had an instance of a sister who was a medical doctor, and she came to Abuja, and she stayed for 4 years without an employment. So I was really wondering, I had to intervene in some way. How can we address this? So I must say that by coming to Ingausa, right, I found more meaningful engagement for my son. Because definitely, should he come to our University, Kano, I feel he should come here and join most of you and learn the skills and demands that you are learning. So I relate with this in more ways than you can imagine. Finally, at program level, we have a program called CRIPS, Climate Resilient Infrastructure and Basic Services. We go out in our schools. Sadly, we find that the roofs are blown up, right? We find that as our senior education advisor has given an example with the Same school, it wasn't dark in the night, but children could not read because it was too dark in the classroom. Right here in Kano, just some kilometers away. we find that there is no water in the schools. So the kind of engagement that you are having is about creating solutions, right? So as you are doing this, think about the many problems that exist out there in our schools, in our hospitals, in our homes, and how much solution you can bring to that. I wish you the best in that journey, and congratulations. We have the plain team lead, whom we have not introduced, a father and also a mentor in different ways. I think that it should be here, Dr. Boyga. Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here today, and I also have the privilege of meeting the Engausa lead at the conference, even though we didn't meet personally, but I saw you when you made your presentation. So I'm the national team leader for Partnership for Learning for All in Nigeria, which is a program funded by FCDO. And part of the thing, part of what FCDO actually had been trying to do in Nigeria is to support improvement in learning for the children of Nigeria, and especially improving skills of youth. So for us, it's about dealing with the learning poverty in Nigeria. And actually, we are dealing with the foundational literacy and numeracy issues as it relates to the Nigerian child, those who are in school and those who are out of school. And one of the areas of our work is support to non-state schools for the improvement. So when we talk about non-state schools, we are talking about a center like this as well, which are actually working towards bringing children into schools, whether it is formal or non-formal sector. So one of the reasons why I'm here also is to see the possibility of what we can do, thinking outside of the box, as we support Kano, work with Kano, think with Kano state government about out-of-school children. And knowing that you are already dealing with that, and actually the skill components of this, and how do we work with those of us that are thinking about the literacy and numeracy part, and how do we match that on to skills? Because you have literacy, you have numeracy, and then you don't have the right skills. You are lost. I was talking to my niece. I said, you're about to get a degree, but I don't see you proficient in your ICT. Your degree is going to be a waste. You know, most universities in Nigeria, mostly theoretical. Yeah. So we've been talking around, challenging that, okay, you're on holiday. Why don't you try to match your ICT capacity with what you are learning? And that links up to what Ian spoke about, that he read chemistry and how to get certain skills. And those skills are in the area of ICT. So for us, why we are here is also to learn more about what you are doing and see the possibility. We are not promising of the opportunity of playing, possibility of a little part of playing, working with you to make sure that the out-of-school children population are reduced. One, not just reduced, the skill part of it is actually activated within the sphere of what we are doing in relation to what you are doing, and making sure that we are having an holistic approach to sorting out this challenge, instead of just looking at the formal school system, bringing children into the formal school system, because they could also be brought into the informal system where they can also become very much useful for themselves, for the society, for Kano, and for Nigeria at large. So I'll stop there.
Okay. Let's any of us speak to the dignitaries, maybe in English or in Hausa.
Any questions? Questions?
Any questions?
Okay, or questions. You can ask questions or you share with us.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mariam Ado Al-Qasim. I can say Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much that I'm here. I can say I'm a victim of this type of situation we are facing in Nigeria, because I'm a graduate. I graduated 8 years back, but since then I'm even struggling now that I don't have anything doing. I don't have job. So I was sitting idle. I decided to attend a school nearby, close to my house. There, alhamdulillah, he met me there, and on a quiz he did there, I was among the students that passed the quiz. So I'm here on scholarship, and he helped my life really, and I know after this Ngausa, inshallah, I will stand on my feet because he is willing to help Nigerians, definitely, because I'm here on scholarship. Thank you very much, Ngausa, and thank you, sir.
So from the vice, take it.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mukhtar Usman Baba from Niger State. I came all alone from Niger State to Kano State to learn skills. I graduated from Federal University of Technology, Minna, 2012. Being a graduate of agriculture under the same school. So after we finish, we've been busy finding job everywhere. And my child, I think 3 of them are growing up. And I found it difficult to see the future in them with the things I'm facing in there in our state. So I said, okay, let me go out and find a skill that I will learn, impart it on my son. That is the first one. So that at least we can have something to bring for the future generation and also to our the remaining children in our state. So when I came to Kano State, I started as let me say Ndako in Hausa, in one of the companies they are doing solar system. So from there I met one lady, we are discussing, she said there is a place called Ngausa. So I said, please help me, let me reach there. When I get to Ngausa, I inquired about a lot of things. They gave me their own profile. I said, okay, let me reach home and come back. I went back home, settled some things. Then I came back. I am here on my own, sponsoring myself, doing everything, staying under some little condition. But all I want is to learn something here. And I'm pleading with the little I learned on solar system, trying to go further again to study the advanced classes. So inshallah, I will do that advanced classes, and I'm pleading with the Oga here. We need Ngausa in our state. We need it. Please. And I want it to be in Ngausa the way it is here in Niger State. Please make your contact, try to do that for us. Because for me coming from Niger now, if I am to bring my child or another person, there's a lot of things to consider, the factors. But for you, having Ngausa there, a lot of people are willing to do these things, but they don't have. All over Nigeria. I wish you best of luck. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. My name is Suleiman Umar Ibrahim. I graduated from Federal University Duse. I studied BSc Mathematics. So my own contribution is to you, sir. When you are speaking, you said there will be no promise for the investment that you invest in Ngausa. So to me, I think it should be promised, because yes, because as a student of mathematics, as I came to Ngausa, I learned a lot, and I see where I can apply my education that I learned from the university, especially at the part of the solar panel installation. There are so many calculations that we can install in installing solar. And to our friend from Oxford University, my take here is that you should contribute and invest in Ngausa, because Ngausa is changing our life.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. My name is Ibrahim Atahiru. I came from Zamfara State. We are disseminating with Odures and I'm working with MBTE, National Board for Technical Education. So due to our August motto, skills not degrees, so I wear that, and already I have desire. I'm working with MBTE. I have already I have job, but all what I need skills. Alhamdulillah, when I engage myself in Ngausa, I am very appreciate. Number one, in Ngausa, they have zeal, they have willingness to help, to avoid. We are thank God. Number two, if you hear in Ngausa, you don't know the actual what in Ngausa unless when you come. Ngausa is a place of wisdom. Because if you come to Ngausa, you will know a lot. And you will change your life from negative to positive. You will change your life. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Ngausa was done everything for us. We don't have anything to say. We don't have too much to say. May Allah uplift Ngausa. Thank you very much.
So, among the younger ones, maybe the kids, yes.
My name is Abdullah Belasadi.
In the house, if you can do English, English. Yeah.
Before I come to Ngausa, I want to know how its solar system supply. I start browsing in many browsers, but I didn't get anything. But when I come to Ngausa, in just 4 days, I know many things to make a solar.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. What is your name? Gallo. Good, Gallo. So you can now fix solar, right? If I take it to my house, fix solar. You can do something.
Inshallah.
Well done. Good. Yeah. Can anybody share a house of home?
Why is it magana da Hausa kuma? Yau. Ba a cikin almajirai babu wani ina Yusuf Ibrahim. Okay. Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Sunana Hamza Shu'aibu Fawa. Nazo asali na dai daga garin Abuja nake, sai na dawo daga garin Abuja sai na dawo Kano. To na dawo Kano dai ina dan knowledge ta yin wayansu abubuwan da haka, amma kuma ba ni da skills yanda zan yi expanding abu. Amma zuwa na yin Ngausa sai na samu knowledge da zan fara expanding abubuwa na. Kamar yanzu ina zane haka, to da na dare ban san dai idan ne zanen ban sai yace zan ne tallata shi ba, amma da zuwa nan Ngausa yanzu na fara sani little bit da zan fara tallata shi kamar through website haka. To Ngausa dai gaskiya yana taimaka mana sosai. Nagode, thank you.
As one person from Kaduna, he is selected and he is learning here. I think it's okay.
My name is Umar Lawan, the Kano State Team Lead, Partnership for Learning for All in Nigeria, funded by FCDO, which our senior colleague is representing here. I'm very happy when we came in here. I'm a Kano-based person, and I'm indigenous of Kano. Let me first of all appreciate Dr. Mustafa. For some years, I've been listening to his program in radio. And then somewhere in Kano, there is a workshop which I think engineer is having a hand on. I don't know, very close to where I am.
Which exactly?
No, just behind Rumfa College. I thought you have.
No, we don't
okay,
right.
all right.
So
all the same, what I'm trying to say is, just like my colleagues said, you are lucky to be here. And from the testimonies we got from some of you, in Nigeria today, skills is key.
yes.
You can have any degree from the first to PhD, but the labor market today is very, very lean in Nigeria. So I would like to urge you to please pay attention, acquire the skills, so that at the end you can take care of yourselves and your parents. So on behalf of Plain Kano, once again, let me congratulate Engineer Mustafa and you that are beneficiaries of Ingausa. I wish you all the best. Assalamu alaikum.
So I think our staff has quickly updated some of our data. That is the dashboard of our data analysis. They want to share some updated variables with us.
Good afternoon. So this is just a very brief visualization of the data we have concerning our students in Ingausa. So as you can see, the total number of enrollments we currently have is a bit over 7,100 students. In 5 years, we've been able to train more than 7,000 students, and of these 7,000, exactly 7,126 of them are Nigerians, and we have 15. There are segregations. 6,045 of our trainees are male, and 1,095 of them are female. And we are also working tirelessly to empower and upskill the girl children in Kano and Nigeria at large. And then to the right at the center is a small categorization based on the courses we have. The favorite course is the building and installation skills, where these students belong to, where they learn solar installation, CCTV, networking, security, electric fencing, and then followed by the digital literacy scale-up program, where students are being taught web development, graphic design, digital marketing, blogging, and video content creation. And if you look further to the right again, it's the enrollment based on years. Kano, followed by Jigawa, Katsina, and the rest of the states, as you can see. Thank you very much.
To expand the accessibility for ladies, because we are claiming inclusivity. And so if you come here, if you would have come like 3-4 years ago, you will see only one lady here. So, but with the advent of our research to make sure the program is highly inclusive, we developed another class for digital literacy, because in our culture, well, you had to break some cultural barriers to make sure the ladies are included. One of our strategies was to create online classes, because we developed an app and a website for online learning. So some of the housewives who are excluded from coming to learning centers like this are enrolled online, and some are even convinced, maybe by listening to our radio programs or social media programs, they convince their parents and their husbands to enroll them to Ingausa. So, but we are still struggling to make sure we include all categories of people, including people living with disabilities, ladies, that is gender inclusion, and even language inclusion, because people who cannot speak Hausa are also enrolled here. But we make here, well, we always make sure we give them special treatment and special procedures for them to learn. Sometimes they even learn more than those who speak Hausa, because they are enrolled in the Hausa and Ingausa class, that is a English blended Hausa and English blended class. Then they are given a special class on English purely. So they always claim that they even learn more than those who are speaking Hausa. So we always try to break geographical barrier, cultural barrier, gender barrier, and a lot of barriers of learning technical and digital skills to make sure we provide or we create sustainable jobs at the grassroots level.
Shin kina ko kana da wata baiwa da kake alfahari da ita? Magana muke kan koyon wasu dabaru ko fasahohin da kuke da sha'awar kwarewa akai da zame muku hanya dodar ta tsayawa da kafafunku a zamananci. Samun kwarewa a sana'a na da matukar muhimmanci ga mai wannan sana'ar, mai son koyon sana'ar ta da al'umma baki daya. Wannan shine dalilin da yasa Ingosa Global Tech Hub ta karbi kambin yin fice a horar da matasa sana'o'in dogaro da kai na fasahar zamani daga hukumar sadarwa da tattalin arziki na tarayya wato NITDA, inda take farin cikin sanar muku da fara shirye-shiryenta da suka kunshi muhimman sana'o'in dogaro da kai domin samun kwarewa a fannin skills kamar building installation skill, wanda shiri ne da ya kunshi installation na solar, CCTV installation, computer networking, satellite TV installation, electrical wiring installation da kuma electric passing. Wannan dabaru ne na fasahohin zamani wanda har mutum ya jajirce ya kware ko da ɗaya daga cikin su ne, to zai tsaya da kafarsa cikin ingantacciyar hanya saboda buƙatar masu irin wannan kwarewar kullun karuwa take ba raguwa ba. Dadin dadawa, Ingosa Global Tech Hub na bibiyar ɗalibanta ko da ta yaye domin ganin sun tsaya da kafafunsu. Haka zalika akwai fannin Ingosa Digital Literacy Skill Hub, wanda ya kunshi video editing, graphics design, blogging, website design, digital marketing da kuma photography. Baya ga wannan ana horar da ɗalibai da ake monetizing, wato yadda ɗaliban za su samu kuɗin shiga. Akwai ajin professional gyaran waya inda ake koyar da gyaran waya both hardware da kuma software da kuma basic electronics. Haka kuma akwai advanced classes inda ake ƙara ƙwarewa akan hikimomi da dabarun waɗannan sana'o'in da muka zayyano muku a baya. Haka zalika mutum ko da a bangon duniya yake rike da wayar hannu ko laptop zai iya ɗaukan darasi ta hanyar amfani da manhajar Ingosa Academy. Da mun rabauta da wannan tsarin kai tsaye, mutum zai iya garzaya manhajar Play Store domin sauƙi application ɗin Ingosa Academy. Domin neman ƙarin bayani za ku iya tuntuɓa ma shafukan na sada zumunta ko kuma a lambobin wayar mu kamar haka: 07038224643 ko kuma 07015130683. Burin Ingosa Global Tech Hub dai shine al'umma su tsaya da kafafunsu ta hanyar amfani da sana'o'in fasahar zamani.